Taisha. We have Cookie J. Look at those dimples. You know what? I always wanted dimples. I used to do like this when I was younger. And like I could hold when I'm a little bit slimmer, you guys will see. Sometimes I get some dimples. Oh my gosh, that just brings me back to wanting those dimples. Love it. Cute profile pic. Well, let's just get started. Taisha says, don't forget to hit the like button, fam. Yes, yes, yes. So, I wanted to talk about today intermittent fasting. And so I don't know if you guys had a chance. Some of you I saw, hey, Z, welcome, Z. I saw some of you were over on my community post, and I posted it maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours ago. And I was wondering, who is intermittent fasting on this journey? Thank you, Taisha. Thank you. I didn't even hear that. I didn't even hear my phone either. Jeez Louise. Okay, so on my community post, a couple of people responded. And so the post was, have you done any form of intermittent fasting since being on a GLP-1 medication? And when I was early on starting on my journey, I'm 16 months in, 75. Am I 75.2 pounds down? 75.2 pounds down. And I remember seeing someone, I can't remember who it was, but it was a content creator. And at that time, I wasn't a content creator, didn't even think about it, never thought I would be one. But I remember hearing people say you shouldn't do intermittent fasting when you're taking a GLP-1 medication. And so I wish I could pinpoint who said it. I can't remember what platform or who said it. But anyway, I just thought, when you're taking the GLP-1, I feel like I'm naturally intermittent fasting. Like I'm not planning things. I don't say I'm doing the 16-8 or, whatever it is, but I feel like I'm naturally able to, except for when school starts. So it'll be interesting to see that I've had this practice over these 2.5 months because, I don't eat till like 12 o'clock. And I said, I was going to start eating earlier, but I'm going to my Pilates class around 10 a.m. And it varies, depending on what class I could get into. But for the most part, if I'm steady on this time, it would be 10 if I ideally could get in there. And I'm not eating before 10. And one time I made the mistake of not eating before I went. And, you're doing like a lot of, instead of weights, they have those springs, those weighted springs that you pull, like you're pulling your body weight. You're doing a lot of stuff with your body weight. And I always say, Lord knows I have a lot of it, right? So it's tough, right? And because, you're, I did notice today, let me do a side note. I did notice today we were doing some things with the spring on that reformer that you push and pull, you pull it. And we were doing some arm exercises. And I should show you guys my arms, but I don't want to. I told my daughter I was going to let her take a video of it, but I could see my little muscle flexing. So anyway, today the lady said, the springs are weighted, like the different springs. And so usually we use a red or a blue together, or you could use a green and a red. If you use one, that's lighter, right? So she was like, you could use just a blue one, or you could use a red and a blue. Well, hello. Thank goodness for me, I was able to do 2 springs, and I still could have probably, added another spring. I think I'll ask her about that. But I noticed that I was able to do more. So I said, wow, I was excited about that. So anyway, but, so I'm noticing, but I feel like if you exercise, you kind of have to have something in your tank, right? And maybe not, but that's how I feel. I feel like I need to have something. I know it should be, a protein shake or whatever, but the last time I had a protein shake like that, I felt a little bit nauseous too. Like I needed to eat something. So I'm trying to think, did I eat today? I did not. And I felt fine today. I think the difference is, and I know people are critical about these electrolytes, but some of them, right? But I know, for me, the electrolytes does help with the fatigue, and I drank a lot of the electrolytes on my way to dropping my daughter off at summer camp, and I drank it all the way till I got to that class. And I'm telling you, it did make me feel a lot like my stomach was more settled. So when I got out, I was easy peasy, fine, and lemon squeezy. And so the electrolytes help with that. So I've been naturally intermittent fasting. So I want to know from you guys how it naturally means, like I'm not planning it. Like I don't know if it's 16-8. Well, before I get into that, just let me tell you, because I think some people, I said I was going to try to operate when I do these topics like I would for people who don't really, know what it means, right? Because I know a lot of you probably know what it means. So, after I ask this question, I'm going to explain what it means, and then we'll get into the conversation. But I did want to show you I started to put this graphic on my thumbnail and changed my mind, but it talks about the types of fasting you could do. So it's a 16-8. I think that's a common one, right? So you eat 16 for 16 hours, you're not eating, and you're eating in that 8-hour window, right? Kind of reminds me of like a job. That 8 hours, you're getting that 8 hours in. So the 8 hours, you're doing that. So that's a popular one. Another one is, I hear a 12-12. So for 12 hours, you're not eating. For 12 hours, you are. I hear the 14-10. I've heard that one too. Now, I haven't heard about this 24 as often, right? Those are some of the channels I go on, and I hear people that are really into it. They're doing the 24. So 20 hours, you're not eating. 4 hours, you are. Then this is another one, OMAD. So we know that OMAD, and I think that's what our girl Jo does from the UK. She does the OMAD. She eats once a day, and I think she does have a window. So if she's in here, we'll have to ask her, more about it. But then this is also what they consider fasting is meal skipping. So like, even like alternating days or skipping some meals. Like, so, if you're not eating till noon, you've already skipped breakfast, right? So you might skip lunch, and, you might skip lunch this day. Maybe you eat breakfast the next day. So people are doing all kind of different things with this fasting. But this is the little graphic. All right. So I want to know, and I see people are putting in the chat, are you intermittent fasting? And somebody made this comment, and I thought this was interesting that they made this comment. Okay, so I'll save that for when we talk about the challenges with it. But so, and then if you could tell me too, I see a lot of comments in the chat. We're going to go over those. If you could tell me too, like, what hours, if you had to relate it to hours, what do you think you're doing? Do you think you're doing a 16-8? So let me figure this out. So, okay. So if I ate at 12 and then I cut off my eating by 7:30, so that's 7.5 hours. So I guess I'm closer to the 16-8 if I had to give it a time. So what would your time be? Okay. You guys, that's so funny. Okay. So what would your time be? So Kate says, I have intermittent fasted for years and I love how it makes me feel. I've kept doing it through this journey. Okay, very good. So tell us the time if you can pinpoint that, Kate. I do intermittent fasting not on purpose because my appetite is so suppressed all the time. Okay, very good. Not that your appetite is so suppressed all the time, but that you're doing it. I usually finish dinner by 7 and don't eat breakfast until 9:30, 10. So it's more like the 14-10, not really intermittent fasting. I just can't eat early in the morning. And have you always been like that, Mindy, or is it just related to Mounjaro? I do the intermittent fasting, says Debbie, almost every day. I started it and now I have trouble eating before 2 to 4. So you only eat between 2 to 4? Or so you have trouble eating like anytime between 2 and 4? I'm a little confused by that. But geez, oh man, so you don't eat till 2 o'clock. Geez, Louise. Okay. Yes, but I was eating that pre-Zepbound. I stopped eating around 9 and start about 1. In the past, I've done OMAD. I worked out fasted though. Okay. So you work out without eating is what you're saying. Okay. Hey, Bellflower, how are you? So Mel is doing the 16-8. Hey, Jamie. Oh, Jamie, how are you? How are you? I remember we were talking about that stocks conversation, the investing conversation, and your name just stands out because you were on it. Lakeisha says she does 16-8. Okay, very good. Even on the cruise, Taisha will tell you, I just didn't do breakfast ever. Just give me some sparkling water with ACV, apple cider vinegar, and espresso, and I am straight. Okay, all right. So you're not a breakfast person. And really, Mindy says you're pretty much naturally intermittent fasting. Yes. And I think a lot of people on the GLP-1s are. Would you recommend OMAD on GLP-1s? Well, remember, Mel is not a doctor. It says, but I know she's very knowledgeable. But let's see what she says. I would talk to your doctor about that, though, if you have a question about anything with this fasting, because it's nothing to play with, because there's some serious things that could happen, especially if you're a diabetic. But you're not, because you're on Zepbound, as far as I remember. So, but But great question though. Losing it, Grace. Jamie says, I don't think I could get all my protein in with intermittent fasting. I have heard, and I have a hard time enough already. Very good. Yes, me too. 16:8. Okay, Debbie. Women should be cycling how many hours they are fasting because based on their time of month. Well, what if you don't have a time of month? Recommend reading Fast Like a Girl. Very informative. Okay, so what did they say about if you don't have a cycle? Kate? I do an intentional 12-12. My last meal is normally before 8, and my first meal is definitely after 8. So before 8 and after 8, 12 and 12. Okay, good. I have to say no thank you to all of it. Jen's like, I'm going to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. I love that. Most days I do 16-8, 8 a.m. to 4. Okay, very good. Were you doing that, Teddy, before Zepbound? I'm wondering. So anybody in here that let me know, are you doing this now since Zepbound or Mounjaro or any GLP-1, or were you doing this before too? Just curious. Wow, who knew so many of us IF? I do truly believe it keeps you looking younger. It helps with autography, the cells turning over, and it really helps with that visceral belly fat. Yes, yes, yes. Because basically, what's happening is, that you're burning. So, a stereotype is that GLP-1s are burning fat. Well, maybe I won't say because we're gonna have a little discussion about that too. But yeah, people think that you're taking this GLP-1 and it's burning your fat, and that's really not the case. But anyway, there's do you guys know who Jason Fung is? The Dr. Fung, he's all over YouTube. And I remember reading his book. So, I have any book you could think of. I probably have it back there. And I read this. I remember years ago, I read the Obesity Code. And, I had a hard time. I would have a hard time sticking with that keto and just eating, cutting out those carbs back so much because I am not a protein fan. But he talks about how you have to take away those carbs. He says that, people are intermittent fasting. Of course, we know it's calories in, calories out. It's a calorie deficit. But he's saying that people are losing weight on, when you're intermittent fasting because of it's controlling your insulin, right? It's controlling your insulin sensitivity. And so he says that's the reason why, the GLP-1s are working, and that's the reason why that fasting is helpful, right? Because it's controlling that insulin and how much insulin, your body is able to, manage in your body. So that's an interesting concept because I still think, and I know insulin plays a role, but I also know people who are intermittent fasting, when they tell you what they ate for the day, it tends to be less than what they normally would eat, which puts you in a calorie deficit, which in turn leads to weight loss. Now, two things can be true at the same time, but I don't think it's exclusively just that insulin. That's, but he does, like this doctor. And so why am I going against this doctor? And I'm not really going against him. I'm just saying I think two things could be true at the same time, right? So I think people are, and he has admitted, and I will say admitted, because here recently I have seen him on some, YouTube videos saying, people tend to eat less than they normally would when they're intermittent fasting. And we know because you're cutting your window. Now, is there somebody who probably could say, okay, I'm going to eat, I guarantee you the person who thinks I'm going to eat, McDonald's for, in that 8-hour window or that 4-hour window or 6-hour window, if they're saying I'm eating McDonald's, I'm eating a nice high calorie pasta meal, if they're still eating 5,000 and 6,000 calories in that short time, they're not going to be losing weight. Now, it depends on what they're eating too. Like if you're packing on those carbs, if you're eating that, that fat that's not healthy, I guarantee you're probably not going to be losing, very much weight. So that also has something to do with it, and I kind of did some research because I really was curious about this. So let's see. Mel says, okay, yeah, I agree, Mel. A lot of people don't like eating early. Mindy says, I make myself eat now because my blood sugar starts to tank. Yes. Okay, very good. Even if you are peri or in menopause, you should vary your fasting hours. Okay. See, I have to work with my doctor and learn about this. Margie, look how cute you are. Look at those. Are those braids? I love your hair. Whatever is going on. I think it's braids. It's cute. Makes sense, Mayor Mindy. Yeah. So I remember I said, when you're a type 2 diabetic, you got to be careful with whatever you're doing. Jennifer says, hey, Jennifer. She says, I did intermittent fasting for 2 years ago for the recommendation of your doctor, and you lost 50 pounds. Went on a few cruises last year, and you had a relapse. You regained almost 30 pounds. Hence, now I'm on Zepbound. And what else is she saying? Did I get her? You plan on going on it again as soon as you reach your goal, which you were doing the 16-8. Okay, all right, very good. Yeah, that's kind of tough. But now that you have, help with your appetite and controlling that, I think you're going to be just fine. Okay, thanks for sharing that. So where did I leave off? Autophagy. You did start before Zepbound, but not as frequently at that point. Okay. So not as frequently. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm going to listen while I walk, but I got to get outside and walk now. It's 7:45, and I need to get my walk in. Okay. Thank you for listening. Mary Lynn Elizabeth. I love that. You have all like first names all into that one name. Mary Lynn Elizabeth. I love it. All right. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Paula, how are you? How are you? It varies for me, Taisha says. I don't have a set start time or a cutoff time. On the cruise, I was eating on a schedule that started at 7:30 a.m. and my last meal was at 10. Sometimes I'm here eating at 2 a.m. Yes, Dr. Fung. Lots of respect for him. Yes, Dr. Fung I like him a lot too. Jennifer, okay, I read the rest of that. Simply Taisha, she's saying your ladies are gorgeous. Lakeisha started fasting before Mounjaro. It helps you out a lot. Okay, very good. Taisha saying thank you to Miss Paula. Hashtag not a doctor, Grace, but I'd ask your doctor. But if you do fast, I have to say that's a great tactic and it escalates your weight loss. You have to be strategic and you have to get your protein in and your calories. Very good. I would agree with that. Let's see. Cookie says she's done an intentional 16-8 in the past and lost a good chunk, but when I stopped, the chunk came back. And she said, with the vengeance. Yes. And you know what? That's what tends to happen. Let's see. Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, Andrea. How are you? Look at you. Super cute. I love these profile pics. My fasting time is when I am asleep. And you know what? I know maybe you were trying to be funny, but that is actually true. So everybody is fasting, believe it or not, unless you're eating all night long, or if you're somebody who works the third shift and you're eating all day long, we all fast, right? And so to add that, Mounjaro has given me like I won't say the willpower, but just I'm not interested in really eating before, I need to. Now, this is interesting though, because when I go to school, so I start back to school in August. I'm a third grade teacher. And when I start back to school, it'll be interesting. When the kids come in now and they have breakfast in there, they're eating little things in the morning. And I've just had a routine of eating with them or eating something. So I'll be interested to see if I can just, I think last year my lunch was early. I had an early lunch. It was like at 11. So I'm curious to see if I cannot eat until 11. But sometimes I'm talking with kids. That's the time I'm making phone calls. So I don't really have a chance to enjoy the meal. Like I would just be kind of eating on the go. And so some days, not every day. So it'll be interesting to see what I do when I return to school. But yeah, I wanted my goal is to continue it and keep it going. You said, oh, how cute. Look how beautiful you are. Look at that skin. Jeez Louise. All right, so Posh Chamber, she said she varied IF. It has been a game changer for you. When you say varied, what do you mean exactly? You're not quite 12-16 because, let's find where she finished. Because you do 17-7. I have coffee at 10, then food at 11, finish eating by 7-8. It definitely helps. That sounds like a good schedule there. 17-7. Okay, very good. I love that. I love how people are making adjustments, just kind of like how we're doing on these GLP-1s too. All right, so I'm just kidding. I don't intentionally fast, but I do have to intentionally eat. I need me too. I just need a personal chef. Dee Dee, I get a lot of my protein and calories while intermittent fasting. Okay, I'm not gonna pronounce it, Mel. I think a personal chef sounds perfect. Yes, can we get a personal chef? It just reminds me of these celebrities. I think even though, I know they have struggles just like all of us with this weight loss, but I will say the advantages a lot of them do have, is probably more open schedules, right? They have a lot of time where they're on, but then a lot of time where they're off. And then you have somebody cooking for you. You're telling them what they like. They're making it to your taste and all of that. We can order the factor and all those different things. I think a lot of people were into that at one point, ordering delivered meals. But let's face it, now they do have, I think, Fresh Express where they send you all the stuff for you to cook up, but you still have to cook it, right? That's not a chef doing it for you. And then those things, they say, they cook it to their liking. We really don't have that. Those factor meals, they're not cooked to your liking. You might enjoy it once you get it, but they're not saying, "Oh, Downsizing Diva, how do you want that chicken? How do you want that cooked?" You don't have that, that luxury. So they do have that advantage of having that chef. I will say that, and being able to hire a personal trainer and all of those things. I would say that's definitely a perk of being a celebrity. So, Mel says if she came into some big money, she would definitely hire a chef. Me too. Me too. Yes, a chef sounds great. Yes, you tried the Mango 7. Thank you for following up and letting us know. So, yes, you said it helped a lot. Yes, very good. Very good. So, yeah, this weekend I have a hair appointment, so I don't know if I'll take it, but I plan on taking it on like tomorrow night. What's tomorrow night? Thursday night. So hopefully I'll go Friday and then I won't have to take it on Saturday. But I've been kind of going like this 12.5. That's one of the things. And I heard somebody else say they weren't constipated really that much on 12.5. I'm not either. So I don't know what that's about, but I'll take it. Oh, everybody would love a personal chef. Well, we know Mayor Mindy has one. Yes, and Paula's asking about those factor meals. I tried the factor meals, Paula, before I was on a GLP-1 when I was trying to do some keto, kind of not keto, but cutting carbs and stuff. They're just okay. Like for what you pay, it's probably the right portions, right? I went to a lunch the other day with some friends. And it was a nicer restaurant. So it's so funny. I tell you, when you're at a nice restaurant, one of the ways besides the ambiance and the neighborhood and all of that, but how big those portions are. Nicer restaurants, you're not getting those double-sized portions. I mean, when my food came, I ordered salmon, and I was like, "Where is everything else I ordered?" Well, the salmon, it was a small piece. It wasn't even a piece as big as I get when I buy the salmon in Whole Foods, the frozen ones that I showed you guys, those salmon, fillets I buy. So yeah, so it had like a couple of little fingerling potatoes, and it had like some broccolini. You guys know what broccolini is, right? It's not the little broccoli; it's those long, the long broccoli. But it was just enough to cover that. I'm like, where is the food? And my whole meal was less than 600 calories. So that just goes to show you it wasn't a whole lot there. But, I love it. I want to get used to eating the smaller portions. I'm used to going to a restaurant, like you go to the Cheesecake Factory or, where else do you go to Olive Garden? Or I'm trying to think of like, restaurants that we would all know. And they give you a ton of food. Benihana is another one you go, and I always leave with a ton of food. So none of that. Like we ate all that in record time. So yeah, let's see. So they have factor meals, and maybe other people are chiming in. They were just okay. Like I think you could probably do something else with your money, but I think it's worth it because the first one to try it out, because the first one they give you such a nice coupon, Paula. Dee, it looks like everyone has some sort of eating schedule that is either intermittent or intermittent adjacent, and just being on some sort of plan is a recipe for success. I agree. If you know, you know. And look, Posh and at Margie's beautiful skin. I know. I love that. Factor is good, but it's scary high in sodium. Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. WWV, how are you? So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that was another thing. It does have a lot of sodium. Yes, yes. And see, when you're getting those meals cooked by your chef, they're not putting that in there. They know you're telling them don't add that sodium, and they're not adding it. What are they putting in it? Tabitha's seasonings. Are you guys striking Target? Are you guys still boycotting Target? Because poor Tabitha with her seasonings, the vegan, I just love her. She was stressed out. You guys had her stressed out for a minute when people weren't buying at Target. Are the chefs using that? Are they using Mrs. Dash? What are they using? We want to know. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Cookie, yes, I'll take a personal chef too. Paula says, I do not do intermittent fasting. I may be the only one here. I do fast when I sleep, though. Yeah, so you are doing it. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I'm not making a mistake either when I'm on that fasted schedule at night. How about that? Healthy Spirit Podcast. How are you? Mel B, you are a friend in my head. Yes, yes, yes. Mel to the B. All right, Mia. Hello, everyone listening while you're getting ready for work. Hey, Mia. Thanks for dropping in and listening. No, I buy Auntie Tab's salads weekly. Oh, Auntie Tab's. Oh, does she make salads too, Teddy? Yes. Oh, she cracks me up. She cracks me up. I love her. But yeah, she was taking some heat there for a minute. You haven't shopped in Target for months. You love Tab and Chance. So me too. And I haven't shopped there either in a long time. But that's okay. My daughter, we went when I got my nails done not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. My daughter was like, "Mom, let's stop in Target." I'm like, "No, we're not going to Target." But it was folks up in there. So I mean, hey, you said yes, they are good. Okay, I'll have to, try those if I see those. Okay, so we talked about the longest fasting. So why do you find it easier to fast now that you're taking a GLP-1? Because a lot of people said they tried it, but then they didn't stick to it and the weight came back, or they dabbled in it before. So why do you think it's easier, or has it been? Maybe you have a different story, but it sounds like, why do you think people, you guys are able to stick to it now? And I will say for me, definitely because of this GLP-1, I'm just not as hungry. I'm just not as interested in eating. And yeah, that's pretty much. What is it for you guys? So Paula, with that factor, you can't do the high sodium. She says, thanks for the feedback. Like my mom at her age, I'm 52. Yes, I am too. We're 52 and I'm turning 53 here on Monday. When do you turn 53, Margie? Oh, I look at that. You're looking good. People used to always say, one of these days, my mom made me promise not to put her on social media. So one of these days I'm gonna sneak a peek and show you guys my mom. But yeah, she had good skin. I said, God, if I think I have good genes and it's based on her, but not with the weight though. But it's my own fault, right? Because we all get the same fat cells that we're born with, and you could just make yours bigger, smaller, or they could stay pretty much the same. And I stretch my babies out. So that's crazy. Kate, no way. Kate, you're 52 too. Oh my goodness. Well, Kate, I'm going to be leaving you. I'm joining that 53 club here pretty soon. I love that. Okay. All right. Let's see, Mia. We went on Mia. Let's see. So what has made it easier for you guys? You said, I support another spice company. I think I shared it with you, Dee Dee, but let me know if I did not. I don't use the other seasonings anymore. Okay. All right. I think you did, but I don't know. Let me see. I have to look. I'll check when this is over or tomorrow and see. Mindy says she's always ate breakfast late or skipped it, but I binged until late hours of the night with my Mounjaro. I can't stop eating with dinner. Okay, very good. Paula is 64, no way. You're 64, about to be 65. Jeez Louise, I have something to look forward to. Andrea, 55. Andrea, you're 55. Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. Sandy, hey, Sandy, how are you? I thought you were about to tell us your age. Dee Dee, you look amazing. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I cannot believe I'm 50 too. I remember when I was just in my 30s and I thought 50 in the 50s was like, oh, remember when we were younger and we thought being in the 50s was older? Now I don't think anything. I think older is like in the 80s. So like seriously, really, I do. I think it's like in the 80s, 90s. I don't think of people in the because I know so many people. You know, I'm having lunch on Monday on my birthday with it's a couple of ladies that are in their 70s. You would never know it. They've been retired for about it's probably 15 years now. You would never know that they're in their 70s. I just laugh and crack up with these ladies. So yeah, I love that. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Mia. Happy early birthday. Thank you. Everybody does look great. Lovely, you're 57. Isn't she lovely? Do people start singing that when they see you? Sandy, you are 67. Jeez Louise. Mia, you are 46. Oh my goodness. Oh no, she says 46. Watch. Okay, thank you, Mia. 46 watching. Give a thumbs up. We just had two more people join. So, yeah, give a thumbs up. Thank you. I always forget to say that. Jennifer, you were 64. Oh my gosh. Melanie, is that Melanie? Melanie? Oh, Milani. Sounds like it's Milani. I saw your personal chef on the video, and you have an amazing, on Anchor Moments, you have an amazing chef. Love Tarjay, and you're 56. Yes. Oh my gosh. We are in the 50s and fabulous. I love that. 64. You're 64 too? Jeez, Louise. Hey, Beverly. She says, how's everyone doing tonight? How are you? Look at this lady changes her profile pic more than the law allows. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I remember thinking 30 was old till I made it. And I was like, 30 where? Yes. 30 is not old. A lot of people are living past 100. My grandmother was 102 when she passed. Now, my grandmother lived to be 92. So that is amazing. And she was mobile and up, really, all the way up until that 92. So I'm trying to go for that. 52. Everybody's telling their age. All right, Posh Chambers. 52 is looking good on you. Oh my gosh. You are 54. Oh my goodness. I love that. Love those glasses. I gotta borrow those glasses. Look at this. Look at you. Jeez. She says I'm funny. This is so exciting. I'm excited. You know, I love to see people's age because you guys are defying the age. You know, age does not look the same. Mindy, no way. You do not look your age. And Lakeisha is 48. Look at you. You got another profile pic. I love it. Look at you. You guys are so cute. Cute. I'm a beautiful 62. And yes, you are. Beverly, I cannot believe you are 62. 62. You said, what is in my tumbler? It's some electrolytes. Mm-mm-mm. I'm excited about these ages. Jeez, Louise. We got to celebrate the age. It's probably pronounced like, oh, Milani. I know a Milani. Where have I heard that name? Pretty name. Love that. Okay, you guys, I just can't believe this age group. Geez, so with 47 and fabulous. I love that. I love it. 69 and enjoying my life. I love it. Miss Linda, yes. Bev, you are fierce. Just say it. Bev is. I mean, and I'm telling you, even behind the scenes, Bev is fabulous. Your dimples are 62. Okay, so wait. I'm trying to get these dimples going. No. Wait till I slim down, Cookie. I'm going to find you if you're still not coming on these lives. Wait till my face slims down even more. I'm going to get those dimples. Those are so beautiful. Love it. You said we are 20. Love that. Mel says I need to see your birth certificate. 49 and fine. All right. You go for that, twin. She said 49 and fine. She's not playing with you guys. 60s, yes, ladies in the 60s. We got to be proud of our age. You remember, now remember the days. This is why I love this GLP-1 community. You come here, we're going to be telling it all. Remember the days where you used to say, don't ask a woman their age, or people weren't proud to say what age they are. We're going to change that narrative because we are proud to say how old we are. And now we're like fine wine. Think of yourself like fine wine. You want to get better with age, right? So that's my goal. I'm trying to get better with age, not just physically, but also mentally too, as well. So, geez Louise, I might just forgot what I just said. I'm trying to get mentally prepared for this journey. Geez Louise, you guys are so awesome. Okay, where did I leave off? Wait, okay, I saw the dimples. Fine, 49 and fine, the 60s. We're talking about intermittent fasting. So have you ever intermittent fasting? Are you doing it with your GLP-1? And then I don't know how we got on age. This live, anything could pop off on this live. We could be talking about anything. Lynn T, I missed you. 66 this past June. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh, you look great. You look great. Jeez Louise. I love that. Look at us telling our ages and weights on Beyonce's internet. I know. Jen said, I think I'm 46. I can't remember. Yes. Now, this is another question. This is off the topic, but that's okay. We're talking about our health and health as well. So how do you feel? So if you have one of those Renfo scales, and Teddy, you can chime in here too, because how do you feel? So your age, I'm 52. Now my Renfo scale is telling me, now DEXA scan told me I was younger than my Renfo scale. My Renfo scale is telling me I'm 56 at the moment, I think. So what is it? But so I'm not going with the Renfo. They don't know me. You don't know me, Renfo. So I feel like I'm in my 40s. I'm trying to think of an age that I feel, because I got a little pep in my step. What age do I feel? I want to say I feel like I'm at least 10 years younger. So I might be feeling like I'm 42. I'm going with the 42. So how do you guys feel? Because you definitely look great. So we've established that on here on Beyonce's internet. But how do you feel? So Jen, you think you're 46. What age do you feel? Dee Dee, are we going live for your birthday? Well, my birthday is on a Monday, so I think I'm going to celebrate it. I don't know. What should I do? Should I celebrate it? I was planning on celebrating it here on Wednesday. Or either Sunday, one of the two. So, but I think I want to do it on Wednesday and celebrate my birthday. But I could do it on Tuesday, but I wasn't planning on. I might do something Monday during the day. Just let's pop up. Like, what's his name? Kendrick Lamar said, pop up. So we'll see. But yeah, so Posh Chambers, what day do you think I should go live? Just Wednesday like this, because really I'm celebrating my birthday all month long. All month. Well, I haven't been, right? But once my birthday gets close, I celebrate it for the rest of the month. I'm not one of those people I guess I do, because I've been doing little things for my birthday here and there all month long. So thank you for asking. Thank you for even caring enough to ask. I appreciate that. Okay, I give up. Love you though, Didi. Yes, Mel. Yes. Thank you, Bev. So, we have a couple things coming up. Mary, how are you? Mary, I love that. She said 69 and holding. You sound like you said that with some sass, or some bass in your voice. I'm going to tell somebody when I turn 53. I'm 53 and I'm holding. I love that. Super cool. I love that you guys are sharing your age. I love it. You know what? We're going to take the stigma off of that too. Because, we look good. If we don't look good, we definitely feel better. I know that. And if you don't, we're going to get you there. Jen, you look darn good, girl. That's for sure. I was, I don't know what you're called my governor name when I'm in trouble. I was something. I'm sorry, I can't catch that. Dee Dee, you're a community group is chatting about the age tonight. What are y'all drinking? I don't know. Somehow somebody told me I look good for my age, Bev, because you know my birthday's coming up, and it just Marjorie, she came in there with that 52, the 52 club. I'm so excited, but I'm about to be out of that baby. Jeez, Louise, 53. I'm coming to see you. I'm drinking water. What are we drinking? What do you actually, I don't drink. That's the funny thing. So I don't really drink at all. I like a good mocktail. Somebody try to put some in my drink. I'm switching it out. I'm telling the waiter, bring me a mocktail. Make it look just like this. So I don't really drink, but you know what? When I head out of town here, I might just have like, a little glass of a martini or something like that. I don't know. I don't even drink martinis. What's like nice and dainty? What's a nice little dainty drink to have that you guys what were they drinking on Sex and the City? Cosmopolitans. So what's a nice little dainty drink I could have? And I might go live and like show you and share a drink for my birthday, but we'll still be celebrating. So are you guys telling me Wednesday? My Monday I might pop up, but people probably going to be at work and stuff. You know, so but I might do it Saturday, but I was planning on Wednesday. So what do you guys think? Are you guys going to be here with me to celebrate on Wednesday? I mean, we're all here. It's 61 folks watching. So are they going to celebrate with me on next Wednesday? What do you guys, what should I do? All right, so I want to know how you feel. We know how old God says you are, but I want to know how you feel. That's what, and I'm telling you, I feel 42, and I might take it down a notch here. So Paula told us she was drinking water. Let's see, Bellflower. I have a 49-year-old daughter. Your mom is 87 years young. Yes. I love that. Very good. So those good genes are flowing. Posh, you said you follow Dr. Fung and you learned a lot about IF. Yes, very good. Yeah, he's a good resource too. Do you got to get this? Now, this might be an older book. I think he has another book called The Obesity Code. I think it's like a later version of this. And one thing I like too is when more research comes out, I love when a doctor can be open to that change, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they're not stuck to, oh, said this in the past. They're open to, doing different things. So yeah, so we're off on the tangent here and I love it. How do you guys feel? Your Renfo scale says you're 57. Tell that Renfo scale, good night. You're not 57. How do you feel though? Because yeah, the Renfo scale will like have you in your feelings. So Taisha feels better than she did in her 30s. See, I want to go get there. I'm not quite there yet, Taisha, but I think people forget. I still have a long way to go on my weight journey. Not a long way. I'm like halfway through it. So yeah, I still kind of have a ways to go. So I love when people that are in maintenance and are doing their thing and strutting their stuff, because it like gives me hope that I'm going to get there. So Taisha feels like she's in her 30s. I'm going to give you some confetti for that. Taisha, you go ahead with your bad self. Dun, 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 dun. Go T, go T, go T. I love it. Love that. Okay, so what are you guys saying? When I do that, I get off track. Okay, I'm back down. Let me find T. Okay. When I empower, I'm just gonna call you Teddy. Did I miss anybody else? Okay. I'm 31. When I started, my scale said my metabolic age was 36, but now it says 35. So still up, but it's coming down. Okay, very good. I love that. I love that for you. Very good. All right, so it's coming down. I feel at least 10 years younger. Okay, Kate, I'm with you on that. All right. Now, Healthy Spirit Podcast said, I have two Renfos. One says 52. The other one says 48. I am 46, but I feel better than I did at 35. I love that. We're taking it back. You feel better than you did at 35. Now, you know what? I consider that a blessing. If you're on this journey and you feel better than you did when you were much more youthful, I think that's amazing. Like, that's a non-scale victory if ever I heard one, right? That's just a non-scale victory. Thank you for sharing that. Lovely says, no intermittent fasting for her. I'm down 78.4, but I'm 57, and that darn Renfo scale says I'm 64. Liar! I love that. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna have to give you some confetti for that. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I know that's right. You said I am not agreeing with that. Lakeisha feels 20. You feel like you're in your 20s, girl. 26. Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So let me give you some confetti. If you're feeling that good and looking that good, it's only up from here. Jeez Louise. There's no stopping you. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. I love it. I love it. I will say I feel 37. I won't be greedy. Jen. Well, you look great. I'm glad you feel great. You know, those are the two things. We got to go with that. My smart scale, is your smart scale really smart if it's telling you you're 66, but you're a 64? I challenge most 64-year-olds to do all the things I could do every day. I feel better than I did in my 40s, but I weighed over 300 pounds back then. So, hey, Mindy, thank you for sharing that. We're going to give you some confetti. You know what? I probably can't do all the stuff you're doing. You are a true athlete. And you know, I love that. So you got to come back here when you you know, do that triathlon and talk about it. I can't wait to celebrate you. Depends on the day, Teddy says. Some days I feel like a teenager. Other days I feel a good, you feel like you're 2000. Is that what you're saying? So I feel like a teenager. Other days I feel a 2000. Did I get that right? I'm sorry if I didn't. You got to clarify that. You feel good. I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Your Rinfo says, so your Rinfo is not that far off. Your Rinfo says 41, but you're 46. Is that right? Well, Jen, you are now come on. We got to give you some confetti because you didn't even trick the Rinfo scale. Go, Jen. Go, Jen. Go, Jen. I love that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Your metabolic age from the DEXA skit VO2 max test. I love how she just put it all out there. DEXA fit VO2 max test was 44, and I'm all up in my 50s. Well, I won't say your true age unless you want to, but that is amazing. Nice job, Mel to the B. Nice job. All right, so you guys are you're doing it. Well, that LL Cool J song is stuck in my head. Good job, boss. I would guess that if I didn't know it. Yes, I love that. My metabolic age, according to the scale, says you're 61. That's terrible. I feel great when my hip and knees aren't hurting. Yes, and that's a non-scale victory, and we're gonna celebrate you for that. I love that. So yeah, this is why we say you can't count on that scale. You just can't count on the scale. You can't, right? You got to go with how you feel. You got to go with what you know to be true. You got to stay positive. I love that. Jen, be greedy. Own what you feel, sis. You're good. Your smart scale says 42. Okay, very good. All right. So that smart scale, it seems like it's smart, man. It's Darium. Hello. So what are you guys drinking? Mindy says she's drinking herbal tea. It's not Renfo. It's a fit index. Okay, very good. I feel like I'm reliving my 40s. Zepbound has freed me from rheumatoid arthritis pain and a sluggish hyperthyroidism, which is a sluggish thyroid. I am line dancing. I'm pole. What you say? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Miss Linda is here with her pole dancing. Okay, now that's the kind of class I'm here for. You know, I told you guys I have a friend that owned a pole dancing studio, and it closed. She has one in here in Ohio, and she has one in New York. She closed the one in Ohio down. Miss Linda, at 69, you're doing pole dancing. You are giving me hope. I'm gonna give you some confetti. Go, Miss Linda. Go, Miss Linda. Go, Miss Linda. Go, Miss Linda. Jeez Louise. You know, you wouldn't be able to tell I was tired before I came on here. You guys give me energy. I'm telling you. It's just so funny. It's hilarious. You guys like lift me right on up. Miss Linda, okay, I gotta put that right up there again. She says, I'm line dancing, boots on the ground, boots off the ground, because now she's pole dancing and she's having fun. Now, I love that. That should be a wake up call to us all. You know, it's never too late. Angeline Sims, I love that name. She said, you're drinking hard. Now, what is soft water? Geez, Paula, you're having a Shirley Temple. I love that. I used to love Shirley Temple on the good ship. Lollipop. You know, I was playing the Shirley Temple for my daughter because she has the curls like that. Like her curls are popping. Like Shirley Temple. You drinking LaCroix every night, every night. So are you putting apple cider vinegar in yours? Oh, Taisha. Okay. All right, Mary. Taisha, I'm about to give you I wish I could do the touchdown symbol. I love that. So that's what I'm drinking. How do we say that? Politician? What? Well, a cosmopolitan, electropolitan. All right, Taisha. Cheers. Cheers to the electrolytes. That is so funny. All right, so you said your smart scale says you're 60. Oh my gosh. That smart scale, geez, Louise, I would want to, I don't know. That would annoy me. That would make me not want to get on the scale. I don't even pay attention to it actually on mine, to be honest. Bellflower, I think I'm 25. Yes, that's right. That's 25. Cosmo or lemon drop martini, perhaps. Okay, all right. I don't know, but I don't know if I like the lemon flavor. What about pomegranate? Because I know you could get a pomegranate one. Oh, you said of course you'll be here, but which day, Taisha, should I do it? Which day? Should I? Are you guys telling me which day I should? I'm planning on celebrating my birthday on Wednesday, the 20. What's that? The 23rd. That's when I was planning on doing it. Like this Wednesday live. So next week. Um, yeah. So I'm planning on celebrating my birthday then. So is that a good day or should I do it on a Sunday? A lot of you aren't here on Sunday. A lot of people are probably at church still on Sunday, chilling out, not thinking about these GLP-1s. You should have a virgin mojito. Okay. All right. All right. Yes, me too some days. Smart scale. Well, I don't want to I don't want to talk about Jeez, Louise. And smart scale is not so smart. I'll celebrate with you on whatever day you go live. Okay, so I want to go live on that Wednesday. A pink lemonade light on the vodka. Yes. Can you imagine me? Now, when we have that Diva get together next summer, yeah, next summer. I got so much going on. It's not even funny. But so I'm thinking, plus it's the summer, you know, I'm free. I'll be retired. So we're gonna have to have some now that I'll have a fabulous cocktail. I mean, can you double it? What do they call it? Give me a double, put it on the rocks. So I'll be celebrating meeting some of you, and then I'll also be celebrating being retired, hopefully. But I'm going to tell you, I'll talk about this on Sunday at 2 p.m. when I give my update. But I met with my financial advisor, and yeah, it did not go so well. Yeah, I was disappointed in that. What is that noise? Oh, I think that's my daughter's toy or something. Do you guys hear that? So you're having a long, you think I should have a Long Island? I used to like a Long Island iced tea, the taste of that. So I probably could do that. WB, I feel 21. Okay. All right. All right. So you guys, you guys are good. Paula wants Dee Dee. Yes, yes, yes. Can you imagine a virgin low gin? Jeez, Louise. She said, sir, she did say Shirley Temple first. I know you're probably saying bad with all the drink ideas, but I barely drink. I'm that one drink girl if I go out. So that's why we hit it off so well, because that's me too. But I love to see people who like to sit and, you know, I'm not one, you know, like sometimes you don't drink and you got your judgmental friends. Like, I try not to be that. I'm not that. You know, I like to have fun, you know, because I like to have fun. So, you know. I'm all for it. But I know how sometimes when you can drink, people giving you the side eye, like, girl, now unless somebody is like just off the charts. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I feel better than I did over a year ago when I started. Love the encouragement though from those that are farther along on their journeys. Yes, me too. I still have half I've lost 75, so I still have like 65, really probably more than that to get. My first goal was to lose my first goal is to get to 175. And then after that, I got to get to the wherever it says I want to get out of the overweight range because I thought getting out of the obese range was my first goal. Now I got to get out of that overweight range too. And then who knows where I'll end up. I think I'm going to end up on retatrutide. I love saying that retatrutide. I think it's so funny. Okay, so that's okay. Stay encouraged. We're going to encourage each other because I still got a long way to go. Okay, my scale does not give the age, does the other metrics though. And seeing all your comment, you're glad it does it. Yes, 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 yes. You got to have you got to have, well, you got us, the support group, but you got to have some strong support for some of this stuff on this journey. Same for me, Kate. I don't want my scale telling me I'm older. I would have to throw it out the window. Sometimes I feel like a nut and sometimes I don't. I love that, Mary. All right, here's another good question. Do you all measure? So do you all measure? All right, so do you all measure? I don't know. I do. I don't. I take that back. I did, is what I was trying to say. So I did do measurements when I first started. One of these days, I'm going to measure myself. I said I was going to wait till like my halfway, which I think is now. So I need to measure myself and let you guys know how many inches I lost. Because really, I'm going to need to hold on to these during these 2 birthday weeks. I'm blessed and highly favored. Okay, male to the B. We love that. My Renfo says I'm 63 and I'm 56. Okay. Okay, Darium, how are you? You joined late. We're all telling our age. What's yours? Okay, all right. Is Darium going to tell us? Linda, pole dances. Wow, that takes coordination. Awesome. Okay, all right. You guys are so funny. No boots off the ground, Dee Dee. Okay. What I love about the scale is that it says I'm 9 pounds from your goal. Go, Kate. 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 You are 9 pounds away. Jeez, Louise. I love that for you. Very good. 9 pounds away. All right, you got this, Kate. You have got this. It's on and popping. Those 9 pounds, you got it. I'm drinking a Ghost energy drink about to work out. Oh, okay, very good. A Ghost energy drink. I think I've seen those. I've seen those, but never had one. Now, Taisha, you know better than to throw that word. Pole. I know with the pole dancing. That is just too funny. Dee Dee, if you want to go live on your birthday, I totally don't mind. Keeping mine shorter. Okay, well, maybe I could go after you. Like, whenever you get off, don't get off early for me. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna do. This is she's just so sweet. That's so sweet. I think I'm gonna do Wednesday though. But what are you guys saying in this? Are you guys telling me what day I should go? Bound and me. Hello, hello. How are you? He says, happy early birthday. Gin and juice, always away. Sipping on, you gotta know I have to sing that song. Sipping on gin and juice, laid back, with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. How about that Snoop Doggy Dog? Jeez Louise, you done brought me back. Paula, yes, pole dancing and also cheer dancing is so much fun. I used to take these classes 15 years ago, so now I'm able to go back and enjoy myself. I had to adjust wearing heels again. Oh my gosh. So, we have gotten so off the topic, which is okay, because I'm loving this. I am loving this. Mel says, bound in me, it better be Hendrix. So Paula says she measures and it's been helpful when the scale has been slow. Yes, 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 yes. I just stick with the measurements and sometimes it was hard measuring the right spot. Yeah, you kind of have to, what I did was kind of wrote down where I measured so I could kind of remember and be accurate, but it's hard. King Deerham has divulged his age in the past. Okay, all right. Dee Dee, you may want to put up those gorgeous glasses you sourced from Amazon on the Prime days. You may want to put on. Oh, okay, okay. No, I'm not gonna put those on. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, I guess I could, huh? I'm 54 years old and my smart scale gives me a metabolic age of 64. Hashtag broke uncle. Hashtag maintenance in 2039. Hashtag too old to care. Jeez, Louise. But how do you feel, Darium? How do you feel? I measured when I started, but I haven't been faithful in doing more. I wish I could go back in time and do more measurements. You want, okay, so yeah, that's okay. Start now. Start now. If you start now, you still have something to gauge. Because I think you told me you're on the journey, right? You got more to do. So yeah, I feel you, but I would just start now. You may want to celebrate with your daughter and family. We'll be here on Wednesday. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what? That's true. I do have plans. I actually got plans. I said I might probably go live. It pop up in the, during that day. I had plans for lunch and I have dinner plans. So I don't even know why I'm thinking that. Thank you for reminding me, girl. Thank you. It's your birthday. Do what you want to do, and we will be here for the celebration. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Linda, the arm strength to yes, the arm and the legs, Debbie. You have my total respect. It looks so fun, and some ladies look so amazing doing it. Now I have a new goal. Okay, so let me know when you do that pole dancing. If you record it, I'm on it. I am on it. I am on it. Hey, Dee Dee, dropping in. I just got back home. My hubby and I have been busy today, last minute things to get ready for our family reunion. Yes, you have some safe travels too, because I think you're going out of town this week. Okay, all right. Safe travels. All right, we're sending prayers your way. Very good. Okay, you guys are saying, okay, fine. Welcome, Kim J. Okay, all right. All right, Kim. All right, very good. Okay, so this is the last question I'm going to ask about this, I think. Okay, so do you guys have any tips for anybody trying to do intermittent fasting? And while you're writing that, so what are your tips about doing that intermittent fasting? And while you're writing that, I'm just going to share with you, why GLP-1. So first of all, I'm sure a lot of you kind of know what intermittent fasting is. It sounds like a lot of folks were doing that. And we talked about the different ways you can intermittent fast. You don't just have to do the 16-8. That's kind of like the popular one to do. And why do people intermittent fast? Well, you guys are probably doing it because the GLP-1 suppress your appetite, right? And it just naturally, flows into that. But when you give your body a break from food, your insulin levels go down, which helps you burn more fat. Your body uses that stored energy. Instead of new calories, it's gonna burn that energy that's already there that you're storing. And Lord knows I can store a lot of that energy in my body. You also feel less hungry out of time. So it can help with your weight loss. One of the biggies is blood sugar control, and it helps with your energy levels. So we know taking a break from eating is basically what intermittent fasting is. And it's also giving yourself your body a chance to like digest the food and just have a break, right? Just like we say, a lot of things need a break. So does that. So some benefits of combining it with the GLP-1, you get that enhanced weight loss, which I think people talked about. It also gives you some metabolic improvement. So it supports that weight loss. It makes your weight loss even better. The main thing for us, we talked about this too, is suppressing that appetite. You have better control over when you're eating. And we know GLP-1 medications, they kind of curb your hunger. They make it easier. That's my main thing. This has made it easier for me to stick to the fasting schedule, right? And I'm not really on a schedule, but to eat till noon, I couldn't have really done that and stuck to it consistently before the GLP-1. Reduce inflammation and improve, my insulin sensitivity. So it's doing that. If you're on a GLP-1, it's definitely helping with that inflammation. And so is that fasting. That fasting is also going to help support that. And you could benefit, your heart benefits, a lot of, things going on with your body, the insulin sensitivity, your blood sugar level, all that is being controlled and helped with GLP-1. And the intermittent fasting, I consider it like a boost to whatever you're doing. So that's what's really going to help that. That's really going to help support that. Um, so here's my last question, and then we'll play a little bit of a game. Let's see. So are you guys giving tips? That was my last question. Do you have tips for anybody who's doing that? Okay, said her tip is read. If you are a woman, read. If you are a woman, read fast like a girl. Okay, very good. So if you're a woman, read that fast like a girl. Okay, I'm gonna write that down because I won't remember. Fast like a girl. Was that written a long time ago, or is it, like how? Fast like a girl. I'm gonna write that down. But I'm not on any kind of fancy plan to fast at all. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. I'm not even planning anything with it. The one main thing I will say, and I'm just going to kind of skip to this. I hate to show this. But the only fast under medical supervision, that's one of the things. So like if you read this book that, we're, recommending, ask your doctor if you're fasting and on the GLP-1, because especially if you are a type 2 diabetic, because there are a lot of things that could go wrong. First of all, a lot of people aren't getting that protein. I was looking at my post, and a lot of people were saying on here and saying to me, in previous videos that they have a hard time getting the protein in. And this one lady says, I have fasted before. She says before Zepbound, but she says she has a hard time getting that protein in. And that's one of the most difficult things that come along with this fasting is the protein. So not getting that protein in. So if you're fasting and that's stopping you from eating all the nutrients you need to eat, then I wouldn't fast. I would really talk to my doctor about it. And that's one of my struggles, because I also, not only am I eating a little bit later some days, I don't really do it 12 o'clock every day. It just depends on what I have going on. But one of the struggles is not getting enough protein in. And, I'm cutting off my eating at 7:30 too. So, and I do that not for weight loss. I do that for just to help me sleep better. Because I don't, if I go to sleep if I eat at 9, 10 and then go to bed, I don't feel great. So I want to not do that. So that's why I'm doing that. But, that lady who talks about intermittent fasting, isn't she a chiropractor though? That's the only thing. My PCP advised that I do not do it. Yes. Okay. So remember I talked about, you weren't in here, Darian, at the beginning. I talked about hearing that people were saying you should not do it, but I not my doctor, because I never mentioned this to my doctor, but I remember seeing doctors, and I can't remember exactly, and seeing these YouTube channels, and people were saying you should not do it, especially if you're on a GLP-1. He says, I celebrate all that can do it and be successful. Now, what is your reasoning? And I know if you're a type 2 diabetic, you also risk your blood sugar level going way down too low, so hypoglycemia, that's another thing you could get, so if you're a type 2, you definitely should have your doctor check into it. Linda says, stay hydrated, listen to your body, start with shorter fasting window and gradually increase. Okay, very good. She says, start with the shorter and gradually increase. Intermittent fasting is a great way for reversing insulin resistance and improving your metabolic health. You could start with skipping one meal, maybe 1 to 2 times a week, and then go longer. And once you get into it, yes. And so that's what I was also going to suggest, Kim. And we kind of talked about it when we talked about the different strategies. The different where's that graphic I had? The different ways you can do it, and skipping the meals was one of them. Here it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so skipping your meals is one of meal skipping is another way you can do it. But people pretty much try to stay in that window. And I know some people who are type 2 diabetic that are their blood sugar level could go so low, they really have to balance out when they're eating, how much they're eating, and all of that. And I don't have to do that, thank goodness. But I just can imagine people that do, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. You got to stay on it. So, Kate, that's by Mindy Pels, right? Is that the chiropractor? She said that book is a couple years old. First, talk to your doctor or your nutritionist to see if it's right for you. Yes, I agree. Avoid overeating. Okay, that's another tip. Avoid overeating during your eating window. Yes, that's a good one. And I talked about that too, Miss Linda, how people, if you eat 3 to 5,000 calories within that window, that's not going to be helpful, right? And one of the things is, I don't know, they have like big steaks. I don't know, I see people with the carnivore people, which I have no judgment, but I just don't want to eat that much meat. But people who eat carnivore, they have these big, huge steaks. And I wonder, can you eat all that steak? Like how much, you have to be eating less because how much meat can you overeat? When I was doing the pescatarian diet and I was eating just the seafood during Lent, remember that? I was eating just seafood and fruits and vegetables. I could only eat so much salmon. Like I was trying to eat 2 pieces at dinner just because I was trying to get that protein in there. And I had to scale it back to 1.5 just because it's like, how much salmon can you really eat? And these aren't little pieces. These are some chunky sized pieces of salmon I was eating. So yeah, most people aren't overeating just meat. Now you might overeat the French fries, the potatoes, the rice, the pasta, but most people just aren't overeating meat like that. Yeah, I saw that and it didn't make me very happy, but I can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, you can't. You can't. I do intermittent fasting, but not by choice. In the morning, I don't eat till about 11, and that is because of taking Mounjaro between the fasting and the MJ. It has my blood sugar levels come down. Yes, 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 which is really what you're probably aiming for. That's great. That's a great treat. Did I miss the treat? Maybe I missed his treat. I missed this, Darren. Darren said, I forgot people get appetite suppression. You still don't have appetite suppression. Jeez, Louise. Okay, Miss Linda, did I miss yours too? You said stay hydrated. Let's see. I think I missed some folks. Oh, okay. I think I missed this part. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Gradually extend your fasting interval. Don't try hard right away. Mel says she's doing it because she can't eat after midday. Okay. All right, Mel. You can't eat after midday. Okay, I'm skipping that word. My PCP advised him not to do it. Okay, Linda says stay hydrated, listen to your body, start with shorter fasting window and gradually increase it. I love that. And that's what they will recommend. Start slow, start, with the even starting with like 12-12 and then go into 14-10. And then when you get that down, then go into 16 or no. Yeah, 16-8, I guess you could do. So you're eating for more hours. So 12-12, you're eating for 12 hours. You're not eating for 12. 14-10, you're eating for 10 hours. You're not eating. Yeah, you're only eating for 10 hours. You're not eating for those 14 hours. And then 16-8, you're eating for 8 hours. So you see how your window has closed down a little bit more, less and less. 16, and then you're 8. So I guess my next step would be 24? Jeez, Louise. I know I might have to pass on that. Well, I guess I could do a 18-6. How about that? That's not on here. I guess I could probably have a 6-hour eating window instead of going straight to that 4-hour eating window. But I don't even see myself getting there. Yeah, and we did say that. Let me put this up again. Talk to your doctor or nutritionist to make sure it's the right thing for you. So let me see. Let me see what you guys are saying, and then we're gonna answer some more questions. I didn't get what the treat was. So Bound and Me, can you put back in there what your treat was? He says that's a great treat. I haven't heard of people freezing it into a popsicle. Okay, what are you freezing into a popsicle? I missed that, Bound in Me somehow. I feel that nowadays we see more food products that show how much protein is in food. That should help. What are your thoughts? I see nowadays we see more food products that show how much protein is in the food. So that should help. Yes, I think that will help. You're going to see a lot more of these GLP-1 products coming out, and the focus is going to be protein because we always say protein first, which is true. And, protein does so much more than build that muscle. I mean, it really takes more energy for your body. And it takes up more percentage of, energy for your body to burn, just to digest the protein. Did you guys know that just digesting that protein alone, it's doing some work to do that. So that protein is key. And we're going to see a lot of things. I would just say, watch what you're consuming. If it has a lot of sodium in it, if it's like a prepackaged meal, I would not go for that. I would try something else, maybe try making your own version of it at home. But if you just had to do it, I would just make sure I pair it with like lots of veggies. Um, and I just would, if something, I tend to look at the labels, and if something has a lot of ingredients, I try to steer clear away from that. So those are some things you could do. And then they say a good snack, like a good protein snack, and I guess a meal would be even more, right? Because you have, the meat should probably have at least that 30 grams of protein, for 4 ounces. But a snack should be 20 grams of protein or more. So if you have a snack that's like 2 grams of protein, 5 grams of protein, other than nuts, I would say get another a snack. Get something that, if you're going to eat the protein bar, make sure it has at least 20 grams of protein in there. And I was told that by a doctor, and Coach Romico. Remember I interviewed Coach Romico? I keep saying this. I got to get him back on here, Coach Romico. Let's see. I skipped down, I think, way too far. Okay, here we go. GLP-1, weight reset with Anissa. I love that name. I do it inadvertently. I'm not hungry in the morning, but if I'm hungry, I will eat whenever I need to. All right, I think that's smart. So you're listening to your body. Reminds me of that intuitive thinking. Now, I think we had a super chat. I just saw another super chat. Wait a minute. We have mail to the B. She said, please, I can't eat until after midday. Love ya. Mean it. What did I Did I say something else? Jeez, Louise, thank you, Mel. Mel, thank you. You are so sweet. And Paula, she says, happy early birthday, Dee Dee. Thank you for making these lives so much fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming. It's you guys that help make them fun. I love that. Okay, so wait. We got to give her a thank you. Oh, don't let me forget. Here we go. Thank you so much. Okay, so here is what he was talking about. The protein popsicles are very good. I don't add water, only coconut milk, fruits and berries, and put some fiber in mine. And I love that. I was making those for my daughter. We bought some little popsicle molds from the dollar store, actually, and we made some popsicles. But I didn't think about, they were made for her. I didn't think about the protein of it all. So let's put that. That's a good tip. Thank you for sharing that. Darian, thank you for the disclaimer. The Downsizing Diva is a dedicated and passionate content creator, but she is not a doctor, a nutritionist, nor a health coach. Always speak with your care team before starting any programs. Yes, sir. We love that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I have a couple of questions for you guys. True, false. I want to see what you guys know. I might learn something from this group too, because you guys are on it with the intermittent fasting. Geez, Louise, you can eat over a pound of meat. I did a carnivore diet back in the day. Yeah, well, I know you can't eat it, but do people really want to eat it? I know some people can, but so you said you ate over a pound of meat at one time or throughout your day? Because that's what I'm saying. Like to sit there and eat. Because, remember I was trying to get that protein goal in, and I'm like, to sit here and eat all that salmon, I just couldn't do it. Now, salmon, I would be worse off. Remember, I only eat chicken, turkey, and fish. And so, yeah, it's just hard for me. But yeah, some people can do it. It's never at all. But do you really ate that in one sitting, or that was throughout your day? Everybody need fruits and veggies and whole grains. Like, seriously. Are you talking to those carnivores, Mel? I'm a type 2 diabetic. I test my blood every day. You do it every day. Before Mounjaro, an intermittent fasting help you lose weight in inches. I need to eat breakfast. It's berries. Okay, so if you do need to eat, no, you eat the berries. Okay, that's a smart choice. I still have like that little bit of the natural sugar, right? But the low sugar. Berries are the lowest fruit that with the glucose that you could get to raise your glucose levels. So, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, love that. So Bound in Me says, I skip breakfast. I eat lunch and dinner. Okay. So a lot of us are doing that intermittent fasting, but we're just, we're not really necessarily calling it that. We're just naturally doing that. All right. So she said, I want a popsicle now. I know. I know. We got to get that recipe. Okay. So the people that are in this with me, you're in it to win it. Okay. So this is true, false. I want you to put your answer in there. You could type a T or a F or write it out if you're nasty, like a girl Janet says. Type it out if you're nasty. So true, false. What do you think? GLP-1 medications help you burn more calories by increasing your metabolism. Is this true or is this false? GLP-1 medications help you burn more calories by increasing your metabolism. Is this true or this false? Now, this group should know this answer, but we fall down, but we get up. What do you guys think? True or false? People love that popsicle ice cream. Ice cream. It just sounds like that with that coconut milk. People love that. So Linda says at one time a pound of meat. Yes, geez, Louise. So what? So and I would if you were on the carnivore diet. So where are you getting your fiber from? So I guess you're taking like supplements, probably, right? Or maybe you're drinking psyllium husk. You can take capsules too. I have some of those. Jeez, Louise. Okay, Taisha, you don't got to worry about that. Taisha is not messing around with that. I have type 2 diabetes and I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardy. No, I might get dinged. I can't sing the whole thing. I love that song. My daughter even knows that. Okay, so what are you guys saying? Now let's see some answers here. Okay, we got a false, we got a false, we got a true, we got a true, we got a false, we got a false. Okay, we got a false, false, false. We got a false. We got a Zepbound does. Okay, we got a Harper, me. How are you? Harper comes in with the false. Okay, we got a false. We got a false. You're going to have to do a video tutorial. Daria was always coming in hot with the suggestions. We got a false. It's hard to get folate on a carnivore diet without organ meats. Oh, that sounds even worse, Devin. I should have known you were going to come up in here with the fact. A trick question. GLP-1 doesn't, but GIP does. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, we got a false. Okay, it is false. The statement was GLP-1 medications help you burn more calories by increasing your metabolism. It is false. They work by reducing your appetite, slowing down your digestion, and boosting your metabolism. So that was kind of like a trick question. True that. Okay, good job to all the people that said false. Okay, all right. Here's another statement. Intermittent fasting lowers your insulin levels, which helps your body burn stored fat. Is this true or false? Intermittent fasting lowers insulin levels, which helps your body burn stored fat. Is this true or false? Okay, so Devin, you got to say true. You got to put true, false, or T, F if you just want to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I'll read it one more time. Intermittent fasting lowers insulin levels, which helps your body burn stored fat. So this is intermittent fasting. Okay, so what are you guys saying? So we got a, let me see. We got a true. We got true. We got true. We got true. We got true. Yes, I don't know, Kim, but I'm just gonna be careful just in case they put some new rules out on July 15th, which was what, yesterday. Yeah, so you gotta be careful. So we got true, we got a true, we got we got Mel to the B. You said I'm gonna have to disagree with that last answer. About GLP-1s help you burn more calories. No, but GLP-1s aren't really burning the calories though. They're the mechanism for helping you to be able to do that. So yeah, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about it. I am ready with that one too, because I think that's a big. Oh, let me give you some. Let's give you some confetti. Let's give you some confetti. Let's give you some confetti. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we got to talk about that because I think a lot of people think that GLP-1s are burning fat, and they really aren't. They're promoting burning the fat. You know, they're promoting the things that are going on in your body to burn the fat, but they're not actually burning the fat. So, and if that's the case, then so many people taking those GLP-1s they wouldn't be losing muscle or their body weight. And I know we know it's because they're not strength training too. But think about it, their metabolism wouldn't be slowed down if it was just by taking the GLP-1s. So it's all those things that help promote it. But that's okay. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. I love somebody that's on their toes. Okay, so she says, yep, GIP meds do. Okay, all right. So she's distinguishing between those two. True. You said help improve metabolism. Yes, but let's see. No. It says GLP-1 medications help you burn more calories by increasing your metabolism. I said, that's what I said, by increasing your metabolism. Jeez, Louie. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. Did I miss the question? The second question was intermittent fasting lowers insulin levels, which helps your body burn stored fat. That's where we're at now. Okay, repeat. I did repeat it one more time. Intermittent fasting lowers insulin levels, which helps your body burn stored fat. Okay. I may have heard the question wrong. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you. Bounded me. He says, great live. Thank you. All right. We got to give you a proper page or channel name. I saw that bounded me. See, Kim, these YouTube streets, they're on it. YouTube is one time they do one thing, the next time they do another. All right, very good. Thank you for that. Yes, my yes was to intermittent fasting. Okay, always high energy. I hope so. Okay, that's okay. We're back on track. That answer was true. Intermittent fasting does lower your insulin levels, which helps your body to burn stored fat. Okay. All right. So we're back on track now. If you disagree, do like Mel and bring it up. Like we want to talk about it, right? We want to talk about it. We want to get it right or as close to right as we can, right? So okay. This is the question. True or false? You can eat anything you want during intermittent fasting as long as it's in your eating window. So basically, does the food quality matter when you're intermittent fasting? I'm going to read it again. You can eat anything you want during intermittent fasting as long as it's in your eating window. True or false? All right. All right. Kim says false. So you're saying false, Deborah. You said food quality matters. He said, if you disagree, do like Mel and give a super chat. That is so funny. I love it. False, 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 false. Yeah, I have to be careful because you know my eye. I need to put on my glasses. Sometimes I can't see it just right, but I did read that the right way. Damn, you're crazy. I love it. Okay, okay. We got a false up in there. We got a false, some falses. We got true. Mel says true. Okay, okay. All right, what else we got? Another false. Taisha. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. We got a super chat. Taisha, thank you, thank you. She says, I have to head out. Just wanted to tell everyone to have a great night. Love you, Dee Dee, and your live streams. Oh, love you too. Simply Taisha. Let's give her a thank. Love it, love it. All right. Yes, we can't be talking too much about me. Taisha is going to be out of here. All right. So the answer to that question, so you can eat anything you want during intermittent fasting as long as it's in your eating window. That is false. That is false because food quality still matters for weight loss and your blood sugar control. So that was false. How about that? You still have to eat quality food when you're doing that intermittent fasting. And so I would imagine people who probably aren't losing weight are having all those, benefits that go along with it when they're just eating whatever. Um, okay, all right, all right. This is how we trick the kids in school. Right? It's like one little word tweak here and there, and it could change the answer. Mindy said, true, you can, but probably shouldn't. Yes, yes, yes. Well, that's what we mean because we're promoting healthier. You can, but you shouldn't. Yes, yes. You can eat anything, but that's what we were trying to get to. Like, really, you should not. It's not a good thing to do that. All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I ate bad when I did and still lost a lot of weight. You did. So you were probably eating in that calorie deficit. So that just goes to show when I was saying I disagreed with that Jason, what's his name? Dr. Fung, Dr. Jason Fung. That's what I was saying. I still think calorie deficit does play into it as well, because if you're in a calorie deficit, if you're eating things with a lot of sodium, a lot of things that is triggering other things in your body. I don't know, not so much, but it's interesting. And you guys have to remember too, there's never an all either. I always say that because there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always, a million people could say they lost on Zepbound. It's going to be one person that says they didn't, right? It's always exceptions, and aren't just saying it, right? They really haven't. So it's always exceptions to the rule. But gosh, you guys are on it. I love that. I love that. Very good. That means we're learning, we're getting smarter as a community. All right. So Cookies, she says she's still lost. All right. She says, right, dear, because I ain't got it right now. Your sis been shopping. That's too funny. Okay, clearly I'm too analytic. No, you wouldn't pass my test at school though. And the funny thing is, it is kids that will, say, well, it said this. I teach my daughter, actually, Mel, to do that. Like, if you have a question, you ask. That's how you get understanding. And, teachers aren't 100% right either. So we all make mistakes or we all misinterpret. So I love that. I absolutely love it, love it, love it. She said that's called dirty fasting. Is that what it's called? Jeez, Louise, I never heard of that term. Dirty fasting. Okay. I started thinking about that pole dancing for some reason. I'm gonna be having dreams about me on the pole dancing. If you are on a GLP-1, an intermittent fast, you can get away with more than someone not on it. Well, get away with, but you can have more probably control over, how you're doing things, right? Because it's suppressing that appetite. You're not having that food noise. It's a great tool. Oh, I will say that. Wow, you have dirty keto, now dirty fasting. Oh, okay. There's a theme there. Darian said he had a coworker who used to do intermittent fasting and would be in the calorie deficit. Her dinner would be a pint of Ben and Jerry's New York super chocolate chunk for about 800 calories. You're just wrong for that coworker. You're just wrong. But I guess if people really want to eat those sweets, you can eat. You can eat. You work it off, working it out, and you're in that calorie deficit. But I want her to get her blood panels done though. And see me at the blood work. See me at that hospital. That's what I want to see. Because that's all good and fine, but I always say, my saying is, you feel good, but how do you look good, but how do you feel? Well, I also say to people, you look good on the outside, you could be slim and trim, looking good on that outside, but what's going on with those insides? That's what I want to know. That's going to impress me. You intermittent fast as well, Devin? Yes, more control, not to overeat. Yes, it's just helping you with that, control, staying satiated and all of that. You on a pole dancing with a Big Mac? That's dirty fasting. If you're on a pole dancing with a Big Mac, okay, now that's just wrong. And you said it did me dirty when I stopped fasting. The weight came back. Jeez Louise. It's Dirium. I have, but not anymore. I work out for the muscle gains. Okay. Mark, hello. That's okay. You're right on time. Maybe you can help us answer some of these questions. Okay, so the next question is it's a statement. It's either true or false. GLP-1 medications make it easier to stick to a fasting schedule by controlling your hunger. True or false? Now, this is not about you personally, overall, because you might be saying, well, it's not helping me do that. But overall, what do you think? People are saying hello to Mark. GLP-1 medications make it easier to stick to a fasting schedule by controlling your hunger. Is this true or false? What are we thinking here? All right, we got some people in here. We got a true. We got Mindy, true. We got Cookie, true. Margie, true. Darian was saying false. Okay, true. We got a true. Okay, what are you guys saying? True. All right, so I'm just gonna tell you, I don't see any more coming in the chat. This is true, and I can attest to this. That's what it's doing for me. It's helping me It's true, so true, dangerously true. You need nutrition. Yes, you do. You need the nutrition. Very good. And so I think sometimes people, I see on these GLP-1s, people cut back their calories so low and not getting those nutrients in. And, that's just dangerous. We don't want to do that. So we want to get those nutrients in, and we want to, just make sure, we're losing, but we're staying healthy while we're losing, right? We don't want to be losing weight and sick and weak. I've seen some people sick and kind of weak, and we don't want to do that. Good night, Beverly. You have to get up at 5:30 a.m. What time is it? Oh, it's 10. Okay, we're close to getting off here too. So I'm gonna say good night. Good night. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, true. When I stay away from sugar, I crave less sugar. It's like for all of us, it's so addictive, right? It really is addictive. It's a shame that they make it so addictive because they know kids love it too. And you guys are right. That is true. That is true. Now, what about this one? This was a tricky one. GLP-1 meds, GLP-1 meds and intermittent fasting reduce blood sugar spikes. Is this true or false? Both intermittent fasting and your GLP-1 meds are going to reduce your blood sugar spikes. Is this true or false? Oh, I have another this is a good question after this one. All right, what are you guys saying? Okay, Devin says true. True. I was like, there's Lorraine and Chris? I forgot that they're in your phone. Mark, you almost tricked me there. Okay, same Mark. I have a sweet tooth too. Jeez, Louise. Wow, I'm getting too analytical. Okay, true. I love it. It's getting us thinking. I love that. Thinking about it. All right, anybody else want to take a guess at that one? Did Mel answer yet? Mel to the B. Mel might have taken off here. The answer is, well, she didn't leave, but she might be, doing something. But true, it is true. Both intermittent fasting and the GLP-1s are going to reduce your blood sugar spikes. Actually, they both do. This is the last question. Mel says no. This is the last question. And then we're going to do some celebrating. And then we're going to be out of here. Okay, so people were saying false. Mel said no. Yes, they both do. So they both, intermittent fasting and GLP-1s are going to reduce your blood sugar spikes. We know how GLP-1s do it, but think about it. Intermittent fasting, there's a lot of times when you're not eating, and then hopefully you're eating like healthy foods, and you're not eating those, processed foods and all of that. So it will. All right. So you said I have done all types of fasting, including sugar fasting, which spikes your blood all day, and I lost more weight sugar fasting than water fasting. I've never heard of a sugar fast. So tell us, give us an example of what you would eat on a sugar fast. I'm still salty. I thought you were saying that because Devin said he eats sugar. He ate a sugar fast. You're talking about that question. That's okay. We're going to talk about it probably tomorrow. Oh, you are too funny, Mel to the B. The male B is always working behind the scenes. That's right. That's my girl. Um, he says, good thing. Good thing you like Element. Okay, so Devin's saying he's OJ, apple juice, grape juice, smoothie, no fat. So you're drinking all that instead of water. Let me take a sip of my electrolytes. Jeez, Louise. So you're doing all of that instead of drinking the water. Okay, all right, okay. All right, Jesus. Okay, last question, then we're gonna do some celebrating or anything else you guys want to talk about. Okay, you can have water. Okay, now that makes me feel better. Last question, Male to the B. Listen closely here. Are we ready? This is not a trick question, or is it? Okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay. Eating in a shorter window, like 8 hours, can reduce how often your body produces insulin. True or false? Eating in a shorter window, like 8 hours, can reduce how often your body produces insulin. True or false? Is it true or is it 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 false? Yes. Okay, what do you guys think? All right, Tanya came in with that one. Bam. Margie came in with that one. Love it. Lakeisha, Kim. Okay. Mark, I see you guys. All right. Bound in me. Yes, we're gonna have to go to your channel and see if you got those a recipe over there. Darian is sending people over there for the recipe. I love it. And then you get not you having a profile pic where you're thinking. I love that. Okay, what are you guys saying? So, juice is almost all sugar. My dietitian said no juice, eat the fruit. Yeah, Devin. See, Devin is on a whole nother level than we are with his thinking about these way. I'm going to be talking to my DEXA scan, man. Man, next month when I go get my follow-up DEXA, I'm going to be bringing all this information, Devin, because my doctor, she's not for these shenanigans. She didn't even entertain me getting a DEXA scan. I asked her how much protein to eat. She said, just eat 80 grams. She's very simplistic. She reminds me of Dr. Dan. Remember I interviewed Dr. Dan and people were asking protein, protein, protein. And he just squashed it. He said, eat what you can. And I love that with the doctor being easy peasy. And I said, well, people really want to work on this. He said, if somebody really was serious and wanted to get it in because they were weight training and doing all these things, then he will work with somebody and give some numbers. But don't stress out about it. Eat what you can. So, and I would imagine if you're at the stage where you're stressing out about it and you're not eating even, because if you eat 2 pieces of chicken, grilled chicken breast, right there, that's 60 grams of protein right there, 30 and 30, and depending on how big it is. So yeah, so already you're at 60. So 80 is not that hard to get in, but I'm trying to get between 100 and 140, and that's why I struggle. Anyway, so let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, we got a true, true, false. Kim says false. We got a true. We got a, bet y'all thinking about the popsicle sticks. We got a true. She said it depends. It is. This is a true false. You can't do it. It depends. The juice fasting is like a two like water fasting. Okay, okay. Yeah, you have to tell me more about that because I don't know much about that. And I agree, do what your doctor suggests. But yeah, I'm gonna be checking that out. Like I said, finding out. Okay, so eating in a shorter window, like 8 hours, can reduce how often your body produces insulin. That is true. True, true, true. And insulin is the key to all of that. And, because it's so late, I'm not going to get into it now, but that's something I will be talking about. But probably not alive. So on Sunday, I'm going to be giving my weight loss update. I just hope I don't gain 5 pounds because when I tell you I am eating, I'm going out to eat, and I'm not eating a whole bunch of, but that stuff is so salty because I haven't really been out to eat. My daughter even said, Mom, how come we don't have people delivering food to our house anymore? Remember I told you that? Yeah, she noticed that we're not eating out as much, but it's picked up because of my birthday and celebrating, and that's okay. It is what it is. If anything else, I'll be doing like those calorie cycling where you're eating a lot of calories and then you drop. But it might not show this week. So Sunday, I'm going to be doing at 2 my weight loss update, and then Wednesday we're going to celebrate my birthday. And Monday is my actual birthday. I have a dinner, like a brunch, lunch, like kind of like a brunch. So I'll eat light because I have a dinner also with with my family. But that morning I'm going to be going to like that, midday, like a lunch. And then in the evening, I'm going to be with my family. So I'm going to celebrate my birthday next Wednesday, a week from here. So we are going to have a great time. So come and celebrate with me. 53. I can't believe I'm turning 53. I might do some sort of pop-up on Monday. That's my girls' live time. So I'm not going to do that, even though she's so nice. See, that's what friends are for. She said, oh, I'll, chop back my time. So I'm excited. I'm 53. I'm going into retirement. I'll talk about this on Saturday. So if you are interested in hearing about this retirement, I am working on getting the information about trading stocks and stock trading. And I'm really working on it and doing it at a level that you can understand. But I just have a lot going. I'm cooking up with that because people have who I don't even see in the lives. I'm sure they're watching the videos, but they're like, oh, I'm so interested in this. So I'm going to be breaking down stock, how to buy stocks. And this is not like your 401k. So I'm not going to be talking about like your 401k and how your company matches that. Hopefully you have that going on already. This is something you could do in addition to, right? In addition to that. And so we're going to be talking about it. And I'm not going to share a whole lot about my finances because that's not smart. But I am going to be sharing like one of my actual portfolios where I did what I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do. And maybe some people already know. So we'll have two different groups of folks. I'm having a feeling here. We'll have people who know nothing about it, like, the beginners, which is great. And then we'll have people who kind of know a little bit about it, and need that next level. And then we'll have people like me who's learning how to really trade those options better. So it's all different kinds of levels. So I'm hoping to, get into all that. So that's coming soon. So maybe on my birthday, I'll be able to announce it. I'm going to have a little bit of a giveaway on my birthday. I was planning on giving away this element. I don't know if I'll still do the element or not. But y'all do something, that's funny. I want to give away on my birthday, but yeah, that would make me happy. And so that's it. That's what I'm doing. So I will see you on Sunday, and then I'll see you for my birthday next week. And then in the meantime, in between time, let's celebrate you. Anybody celebrating some things that they want to share? Thank you, Kim. She says, happy early birthday. I love that. Anything people want to share? Overturning old myths. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have to take a screenshot, Devin, because I'll forget it. Let's see. Let me see. What are you guys celebrating? We gotta celebrate you. Jeez Louise. Wait, let me scroll back down. Wait, Devin, I lost my place where you were at. Okay. I'm gonna screenshot that. Okay, all right. All right. Thank you, Kay. Have a good night and happy early birthday. Thank you. Good night. Happy birthday, Dee Dee. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody celebrating anything else besides we're talking about my birthday? Let's talk about you or not. If not, then we'll see you on Sunday. Anybody going once? Any celebrations? Going twice? You know, also we have some content creators in here. We got Debbie. You might want to go check out her channel. We got Kim, Jace, We Healthy Life up there. Who else do we have in here? We have Bound and Me in here. Go check out his channel. We had let's see. I don't want to leave anybody out. We had Simply Taisha was in here. Where is Simply Taisha? I'm scrolling up, guys. I'm scrolling up. I don't see. We have Simply Taisha was in here. You want to go check out her channel. We have, I want to say it was somebody else in here. Healthy Spirit Podcast maybe was in here. Oh, Linda's Journey. Where's Linda? Miss Linda is in here. Very good. Who else? If I left anybody else out, put your name in the chat. We had Anissa in here. Where is her name? Oh, here she is. GLP-1 Weight Reset with Anissa. Love that. And we had Grace, Losing It. Grace was in here. Where is she? I'm trying to find her name. I can't find it. It's probably closer to the top up here. All right. I think that's, it's a Healthy Spirit Podcast. There she is. Mary, I don't know, Mary. Are you having something going on your channel over there? I think you kind of put it on a hold. So, but just in case you didn't, and then we are Empowered Wellness by Teddy. Go check out his channel as well. Anybody else, if you're a content creator and I didn't catch you, write it at the bottom there. I'll scroll down. I went all the way back up to the top here. Oh gosh, I'm getting excited again, seeing all these these ages that don't look these ages. I love that. Oh, love it. Okay, anybody else did I leave out? I don't know. I don't think so. This chat was, oh, Harjareen, check out her channel. There's Miss Harjareen. And I don't know if anybody else that's on here. And then of course that's me. So if I missed you, you just write your name at the bottom. Let me check the bottom real quick. It won't let me scroll down to the bottom. This chat was so long. It's like, no, ma'am, you're not gonna just, okay, it's going faster now. Scrolling me down. Okay. All right. Perfectly Pamela. Here she is. Perfectly Pamela. And check your email tonight or tomorrow, Perfectly Pamela. If I don't get to it tonight, I'll check it tomorrow. I'll check again tomorrow. I'm gonna send you a message. Cookie J. Okay, good night. We'll leave on Cookie J. Tia, I did say you, Tia. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Go check out these channels. These ladies are great, and gentlemen. We got some gentlemen now in our GLP-1 community. Besides, you know, we got the Downsize, we got Dave, but we got some other gentlemen I see. So I love that. All right, so we're gonna leave on Cookie. With a pretty dimple. She says, good night and happy early birthday to you and Kate's cat. All right. Well, we'll take it. Kate's cat. Thank you. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Have a great night. Have a safe weekend. Blessings to you. Oh, thank you. Bye.